All right, this is Mike Adams. Welcome to this special report about Samsung's new solid-state battery technology using silver carbon anode technology to increase energy density for one thing, and also charging speed, and also the number of cycles, etc. So we're going to talk about this technology now, and what this has to do with silver demand and silver pricing, and also the timeline of this. The reason this is a very big deal right now is because silver, as I'm recording this, is just touching about $70 per ounce. That's a troy ounce, by the way, which is different than another ounce. That's why I strongly prefer the metric system, because a kilogram is always a kilogram. But in the imperial system, ounces are not always ounces, which is confusing. But anyway, silver is sold as a troy ounce, and there are apparently right around 32 of those in 1 kilo. So in case you're wondering, like a kilo of silver is about 32 silver coins, or so-called 1 ounce silver coins. Okay, so with silver hitting about $70 per troy ounce, or very close to that, even we've had a lot of discussion about what's going on with silver, and I've talked about silver demand for the solar industry and why that's critical, because solar energy is the only energy source that can be rapidly upscaled to power data centers that are necessary for the race to superintelligence. And I'm not going to go into all the details here, but in previous reports I've compared many different sources of possible energy, and none of them work quickly enough to compete with China in the race to superintelligence. None of them work other than solar. In other words, nuclear power, 15 to 20 years out. Hot fusion power, who knows? Maybe one day. Maybe in the year 2075. Fission, small modular reactors, fission, yeah, those work. Those are available now, but they're not available in large enough sizes to really power all the data centers, and they can still take many years for permitting and so on, and you still have to swap out the nuclear fuel rods, so there's security issues there, and possible dirty bomb potential and terrorism, that kind of thing. Then there's gas turbines that burn natural gas in order to generate electricity. Gas turbines, as we established in a previous podcast, the wait time on those, depending on the output rating, is anywhere from 3 years to now almost 10 years. So forget that. And the 3 years on that, those are the smaller gas turbines that are not really going to be helpful. If you want a large gas turbine to power a large data center, you're going to need to wait easily 5, 6, 7 years at this point. So that puts us well into the early